Remember how long it's been since I've left the house?
I'll just be
I
like,
seem weird. Welcome, guys, to Talking Through the Medias, your home for entertainment news and reviews by fans for fans. Remember to smash that like and subscribe button. Send us those questions and comments because we want to hear them. I'm your host, Amy Newman, and joining me today is the radiant Chris Fagan.
The radiant. I didn't think that was about to happen. That was unexpected. You were practicing that one. Hey, guys.
In the bathroom mirror every morning.
Guys, as always, I want you guys to stay active in the community. Send us topics you want us to talk about on the show for Why Is That Trending by emailing us at mail@t3medias.com. Don't forget, you can also catch the podcast version of this after this episode airs on iTunes and SoundCloud. Why am I acting so professional? Well, I'm glad you asked, because we're about to get into what was that? What is that trending? What's trending now? No, what's the damn thing called again that I made up that I still can't remember the name of? Why is that trending? Yes, that's it.
It's between you and Jesus.
Exactly. I need help. So, guys, we're about to get into Why Is That Trending. So, first off, on this one, I wanted to just list off some of the things that's been trending lately. There was so many things going on, I couldn't put them all in. So I decided to just pack them all into this lunchbox right now. So
the cliff notes of
Why Is That Trending? Exactly. Like opening first. So Viola Davis from Vanity Fair cover shot by a black photographer for the first time. I thought that was an interesting thing because why hasn't that happened before? Also, Vogue slammed for hiring Annie Leibovitz, if I'm saying the right, for Simone Biles cover instead of a black photographer. So it was two topics right there off the top where a black photographer was requested and needed, I guess, and was trending on Twitter. Also trending was Hollywood mourns the death of actor Naya Rivera. And also, Leah Mitchell's honored her, and Corey Monte? I can never say the name correctly on Instagram, answering the question of would she say anything at all, but we'll get into that a little bit later. Vivica Fox was also trending for some reason because she wanted Zendaya to play her daughter. If you were a fan of the Kill Bill Volume 1 movie, you would know that she had a daughter in that role, and she wants Zendaya to play the older version in another installment of that. We'll see if that happens, but it probably won't. Then Ludacris hints that the Fast and Furious 9 movie will be going to outer space, which answers a lot of questions and raises a ton more. Bill Nye the Science Guy explains why it's important to wear a mask, damn it, and of course, why is any of those things, any of those topics, just catch your attention more than others? I just
really love. I feel like it's been a heavy time and a heavy week. Obviously, the loss of Naya Rivera, I think, was big in the news right now, and obviously incredibly fucking tragic. Still with COVID, with, things going on in the social sphere. The one that really jumped out to me on the complete opposite end of the spectrum was just Fast and Furious 9. We're going to space. Oh, yeah. And I really just feel like it's what we need right now. It's not the Fast and the Furious movie we deserve, but it's the Fast and the Furious movie we need.
Yeah.
Shoot those crazy cars into space.
That was a rumor that was going on for a long time. Fast and Furious have done everything except go into space or time travel and stuff. So watch by Fast and Furious 10. Watch, they're gonna go 88 miles per hour and go back in time. So I believe it. That was shared by Ludacris that he hinted that there's maybe something gonna get put into orbit, or maybe a satellite gets shot up there and they blow it up or something like that. Who knows? I really doubt they're going to go into outer space. And if they do,
hey Chris, it's been a bitch of a year. Can you not take this from me?
Yuck my freaking yuck.
I want all of them in space. I want the cars like modded out, like flying through space. I want it. No. I need it.
No.
I don't even really, I'm not even a huge fan of the Fast and the Furious franchise, but I just feel like
it's something that just needs to take your mind off of everything else.
It feels emotionally healing. Just dumb enough to take everybody's mind off of everything.
To give you amnesia, exactly. Yeah, well, if you like it, I love it. I thought that the most interesting thing on this was that you messaged me earlier and you were like, you called it about. So this isn't a part of the We Got Your Mail thing, but it's kind of close. So I got a little heat from some hardcore Leah Mitchell fans about the post that we did, or that I did, the poll for should she say something regarding Naya's disappearance. And just the question of should she do it, yes, no, or doesn't matter, was enough to trigger so many people that this was disrespectful. The reason why, if I didn't make this clear earlier, the reason why is because I felt or predicted, however you want, I predicted that no matter what happens, especially if she turned up dead or alive, Naya, I felt like hardcore fans were going to just start piling on to Leah, especially after what just recently happened with her on social media. So I felt like, would it be a good idea for her to say something? Or would it not be a good idea to say something to kind of smooth it over? Now she ultimately decided to do something on Instagram, but on Twitter, I think you pointed out that it was deleted. Her account was deleted, correct?
Yeah, Leah Michelle. I can't remember if she said something on Twitter or not, but I did see that the backlash, and it is such a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation, because publicly Leah Michelle and Naya Rivera did not get along particularly well, but also that is someone you worked with. So it is sort of this weird, it's going to look potentially insincere if you do say something. It's going to look,
like bad if you don't say anything. And so we said it right here on the show. I think this was last week that if she was compelled to say anything, it would probably be best to just do it privately to the family and just leave it alone, because like you said, it was damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. So it was a no-win. But guys, for those 2 or 3 guys out there who are just hardcore, leave Leah alone, and you thought it wasn't about her, it wasn't about picking on or starting any trouble between Leah and Naya. It was about all of you guys out there who would pile on to her for no reason at all. Because
I feel like I even saw, I think Amber Riley saying something about like, please don't say anything. Think a lot of the cast was getting sort of backlash on why aren't you saying anything, which is so inappropriate. It's like
a lot of people were like,
it
doesn't matter if she says anything or not. So I felt like I knew that people were going to pile on to her for not saying anything or for saying something. So I just felt like it was coming. There's only been a couple of things on this channel that I've ever predicted right away. I mean, spot on. It was like a couple of years ago, 2 years before it happened on this channel. I predicted when Chris Pratt was cast as Star-Lord for Guardians of the Galaxy, I predicted that him and his wife at the time, was Anna Faris, was her name?
Anna Faris,
Anna Faris were going to soon be divorced. The video is still there on this channel. 2 years before it happened, I called it. And I also predicted way before this channel existed. I was watching Reese Witherspoon and Ryan Phillippe, is that his name? I think so. Accepting a MTV musical or MTV Video Award or a movie award for Best Kiss. And when they got up on stage, he went, he had the trophy in his hand and he handed it to her. He said, "Here, you give the speech. You make more money than me anyway." And she was like, oh. The look on her face was like, I can't believe you did that shit in public. Like I said that couple is gone. that is over. A couple years later, they were divorced. So I just had my little T3 Spidey senses were.
So I will say, predicting divorce in Hollywood, you kind of just have a 75% chance of getting it right anyway. You just go, they're going to be divorced someday. Yeah, probably. It's Hollywood, man.
95% of the time, I'm right every time. But I felt like it was one of those things. I was like, oh, watch. they're
Yeah.
gonna
And it sucks
yeah.
because, you know, it's all such an awful situation. And at the end of the day, it's like, you were right. There was this backlash to the point that she deleted her Twitter account. And it's like, look, I can't speak to Lea Michele and who she is as a person, but a lot of people are mourning, and it's a huge tragedy and an awful loss. So just let people deal with that. You know, it's very much the dark side of fame of, you know, you can't just mourn privately. You do have to say something. People are waiting to hear what you're thinking. And
yeah, that's unfortunate.
shitty.
Out of all those things that's going on, guys, Viola Davis with Vanity Fair, the issue with Vogue magazine, the photographers, all the way to Bill Nye the Science Guy, Mariah Carey. Are you going to check out those memoirs? Oh, I know you can't wait, like I can't wait. Let us know what you guys think about that. Put it in the box below, and let us know your thoughts on any of those topics and share them with us. And we might talk about it on We Got Your Mail. So now, get down to business. What is the next trending topic of the day?
All right. We've got the entanglement, as I believe it will now be known in history. According to Billboard, Will Smith and Jada Pinkette Smith came together for a red table talk on Friday. That was July 10th. But the table was turned when he interviewed his wife about recent relationship rumors with singer August Alsina. She cleared the air and described her previous relationship with the 27-year-old artist as, quote, an entanglement, causing the internet to do what the internet does. And it exploded with posts, tweets, and memes. 50 Cent even shared a private conversation where he seems to add insult to injury about Willa and Jada's relationship. What are we shaking your head?
Yeah, oh, big time, because I remember after I sent it all up, and I wanted to make sure that I wasn't the only one. I knew you were going to be ahead of me on it, but I was so glad when I texted you and I said, "Did you read the 50 Cent part?" I felt like I was actually gossiping.
You're like dragging him. Damn, dude. What?
I felt
my friends are nicer when I went through a breakup. Like, Jesus.
I mean, it's the fact that he shared their private DMs. I mean, you talk about breaking the bro code and the Hollywood code at the same time. Like 50 just did not care at that moment, did he? I'm like, what was the point of that? Why did you? It's entertaining, but that was wrong. You don't kick a man while he's down like that. And so many codes that he broke. It was funny, but it was wrong.
Yeah.
I laughed, but it was wrong. Am I a bad person for laughing?
No, you know what? Maybe, but I've been giving this some thought because there's nothing else in the world for me to be worried about. I really think, not that this didn't happen. I think this was all orchestrated by Will Smith and Jada Pinkette Smith.
Oh, yeah.
Because think about it. It's like they're both trending. They're both on people's minds in a way they really have not been for years at this point. Mm-hmm. I honestly did not. I had to look up what Red Table Talk was.
Oh, yeah.
And that's her show that she hosts. And it's like, oh, now everybody's talking about Red Table Talk. And not that it wasn't successful, but that's blowing up now in a way that it wasn't before. I wonder if this wasn't a bit more of an orchestrated move than they're letting on. Oh,
I agreed. I mean, because we've all heard, if you haven't, you've known, some people have known of the arrangement, I guess, that they have about seeing other people within their relationship as long as they're being open and honest about it. That he's allowed, if he's honest about it, and she's allowed it. And I thought that that's what it was about. But according to them, it was during a slight separation, and she got entangled with August.
That's what they call it now.
And I think the funniest thing that came from this was the fact that people were making memes like it was a Facebook status now. You're like, are you in a relationship, single, married, entangled? Things like that were just this was too much. But
yeah, I'll stand by it. You are not married that long and in an open relationship, which, as we've discussed, takes an insane amount of communication. Mm-hmm. And this is how you're airing your dirty laundry. Like, there's no way he didn't know going into
exactly this. I agree. This was orchestrated. It was like, maybe privately, maybe they did have their conversation. Maybe it was heated. But as far as deciding to put it out on the Red Table show like that, Of course, they probably they might even talked about it all the way up to when the camera's rolling. I'm probably gonna get a little emotional. I'm probably gonna feel this way, but after the cameras are off, they're gonna be fine.
No, because they did go through the split, and but at the end of the day, it's like none of that's hot news. It's like, again, you're together that long, like, obviously not everybody's relationship looks exactly like theirs, but like it's not uncommon. I know plenty of couples who have split for a short period of time and figured their shit out or whatever. So it just feels like, why would this come out like this on this platform if you're a married couple with a decent communication?
Because your publicist
I will say also, they
demands
use the word entanglement. If she was just like, yeah, I slept with him, no one would be talking about it. That's just a funny way to say it.
Yeah.
You can make a meme. Maybe you got a stew going.
It was actually pretty. If it was orchestrated 100%, brilliant. It was brilliant. I mean, it got more people. Like you said you didn't know about the show. I was aware of it a while ago because there was a couple of other episodes that trended pretty heavily too. But if it reached a larger audience thanks to this, it was probably the one thing the show was missing. A viral hashtag, and they got it this week. It happened. So, bravo, guys. But let us know what you guys think about Will and Jada's Red Table Entanglement. Ooh, the plot thickens. Will, honestly,
how
guys,
long before you think the Red Table Entanglement? It sounds like a romance novel.
It sounds like a movie
that
that
might
needs
be
to be
the
made.
spinoff to that awful. What is that? 365 DNI.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get into that one.
That might be the sequel.
Yeah. Trust me, I'm gonna be streaming
50
that.
Shades of Grey installment 4.
I will stream that so hard. The entanglement.
I don't need to know.
Maybe that came out wrong. Anyway, guys, let us know what you guys think about that. Put in the box below all your thoughts about the entangling and the entanglement and how these people are staying entangled. And will they be entangled forever? I mean, we just talked about how people in Hollywood they tend to split, but I feel like call me crazy. I think Will and Jada are going to make it.
Yeah.
I
like to hope.
I like to believe that. Let us know what you guys put in the box below, guys. Let us know what you guys think, and we'll talk about it on We Got Your Mail. So, what's the third trending topic of today?
All right, from Vogue, Valentina Sampaio makes history as Sports Illustrated's first trans model. Sampaio had been on editor-in-chief MJ Day's radar for her activism within the LGBTQIA community, and saying the following, MJ Day said, "We are deeply moved that Valentina was willing to put her trust in us. We didn't think twice about wanting to amplify her voice and message and give her a platform to advocate from on behalf of her personal aspirations and the trans community." So pretty class move from Sports Illustrated. Honestly, they've done, I was looking it up and I was pleasantly surprised as something I've written off a bit as it's the swimsuit edition. It's, it's no, they've had a trans model now. They've had, they've shifted towards having some plus size models. I want to say they had a model in a hijab. They've really been working to, even bringing people back who are a little older than their usual model skew. And, it's obviously, yes, these are all still some of the most beautiful women in the world, but just saying women of different backgrounds than just skinny blonde 19-year-old white ladies can be, cisgendered white ladies can be bikini models.
Right. Oh yeah, no, I agreed. I think you're thinking about Tyra Banks, how she came back, and was invited back in her 40s and whatnot, and yeah, like you said, even just breaking those standards of like you said, all of our models are 99% going to be this one format, and that's just from cover to cover, but they deciding to step out of the norms and celebrate women of all body shapes, ages, and types, and now we are just breaking records of. This is the Valentina. This is the first time this has ever happened. So I was very surprised that it's happened. I feel like it for for as long as the magazine has been out, I'm surprised. Even before, everything lately has been becoming more inclusive. I'm surprised that it hasn't happened already before. That's just one thing I'm surprised about. Because I'm just, like you said, I don't think anybody's really been talking about sports. It's called Sports Illustrated. And after, I don't know how many decades, it's been less about sports and just more about these models and whatnot. So I'm kind of surprised after they started doing the, celebrating all body types and ages and whatnot. I was surprised that this hadn't already happened before, but today's the day. This is it. It's happened, and good on them for. Let's see what happens moving forward.
Well, and I think it's smart too, because I think as the sort of the core demographic you have to appeal to is shifting, I think we're gonna see things like Playboy. Mm-hmm. Has just become less and less and less relevant. Things like that. Things like the Victoria's Secret fashion show and beauty pageants. Like I'm seeing, sort of the millennial generation. I think certainly the Gen Z generation is going to be like, we just don't really want this. And I think becoming a little more inclusive is a really smart way to make it feel like something that can belong to more people and might maintain a little bit more relevancy. So also I saw the photos and just like, Jesus Christ, she's so stunning.
Yeah. And
at the end of the day, it's just like, and again, it is one of those things of like, yeah, you have a plus size woman. It's just this still insanely gorgeous woman with a body that everybody looks at and goes, damn.
Right.
I had curves like that. Like,
I know. Yeah, I know. Also, I was thinking, I didn't see any issue with it. I said,
no, she's a gorgeous model.
Right. So,
but again, I think it is smart to start shifting away from, I think things like, how Playboy kind of became like, oh, it's like Hef with like these tiny little like blonde 20-year-olds, and like our generation's looking at that going, this is not sitting right with me.
Yeah.
Like I
don't. There's nothing sketchy going on there. Nothing sketchy at all. But
they're just making it something that feels a little more 2020.
Right.
That makes like sense. The good side. 2020 feels like it just means terrible now. But
right. So guys, let us know what you guys think about this. Share your comments. I want to hear about your thoughts on this, and let us know if there's any other stories. Remember to share them to us at mail@t3medias.com. If there's any other stories similar to this, of any other institutions like this have like shattered the glass ceiling and done something similar to this, I want to hear about that. So and we'll talk about it like on We Got Your Mail. So Amy, what is the last topic of the day?
We're throwing it back. MySpace founder Tom Anderson has reacted to a viral tweet celebrating him in a rare social media post as Twitter users petition to bring back MySpace. Tom Anderson has been quiet online for the past couple of years, apart from responding to another tweet earlier this month, had not posted on Twitter since April 2019, but Anderson broke his social media silence to respond to a tweet by Jack D. Murphy, who said, quote, "Remember Tom? Remember how he just sold his $500 million share in MySpace and retired so he could have a nice life? He never sold our data, never tried to influence elections, never lobbied against privacy legislators. What a man. MySpace was just too pure for this world."
Yep. Agree. I felt like the whole time you were reading that, I wish I was licensed. I could, like, what a man. I probably shouldn't sing the rest.
Pictured like an American flag coming in behind me.
He just wanted people to be social online, argue about the top 8, and have people try to.
Shit, man.
That was serious. Why am I number 3 now on your top 8? What happened? Oh man, there was a lot of people. You think it's bad now? It's worse now, but that was the main thing back in the day. It was like, why'd you take me off of your top 8? It was like you lost friends over that. Like nowadays, it's like whatever, unfriend me if you don't agree with me. But back then, you didn't even have to say anything. Just move the friend from part 2 to 3 or wherever further down the list, and see how bad your life would be afterward. It was pretty serious. So you had a MySpace page back in the day?
I did. I was pretty young. I was not.
What was your song on your? Do you remember?
Oh, I changed it almost constantly.
Oh, okay, it wasn't like a standard song.
No. I would change. People had to know.
No doubt.
No one ever, like, on the record, I don't think I would spend hours thinking about what my MySpace song would be. And I don't think one person ever listened to it.
Right.
Like, I don't think one person ever was like, let's see what this 13-year-old recommends.
I had a MySpace music page because I did songs back then.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I think I forgot what site it is. There's still a site up where you can find, if anyone knows my old stage name, you can still find it. And I'm right there on the cover of the cover art. And
Man,
it's easy to spot me. But I'm not going to help you and find it. If it's still out there, if you guys can figure it out and find it, that's up to you guys. But I'm not going to share that.
What a simpler time, though.
Oh, yeah.
You look at the stuff, like how Facebook has. When Tom started MySpace, we just didn't know.
Yeah.
If you had told us like this was going to influence elections,
I don't even think people were thinking that back in the day, that it could even do
not
that.
At all.
Not even Facebook realized I think Zuckerberg knew what he could do with his followers, but then when he realized, oh, look at all this, I have lobbyists now. When you get over to the billions of followers and subscribers territory, yeah, that's when all the other billionaires, that's when the Illuminati is going to be knocking in. Welcome to the club, Zuckerberg. You got Scrooge McDuck knocking on your door, asking you.
I miss when we were all just like posting mirror selfies. And
Tom never responded to anybody. People tried to contact him all the time and whatnot. It's funny how he seems like the most private guy in the world. Started a social media platform. You never heard a word from him.
I think that's part of why it was good, though. He just like minded his own business. He's like, this is working fine. I'm rich. I have more money than I will ever need.
He's like
good on him.
He's like, it seems like Facebook and Twitter are about to shut me down. It's time to call it. And he did.
Power for good instead of evil. That's what I see.
That's exact. Maybe he'll invent something else or invest in something that'll rock. Or maybe he'll just keep. I see that he's just doing photography.
I would be like, I want to like take up gardening and traveling. Like I would not be bothered with like building more shit.
It says that he's taken up photography. He started taking pictures of things and he just got hooked on it. He takes all these beautiful pictures and he posts them on Instagram and he's just chilling. That's all.
I do remember when I first got a MySpace because I was like young enough that it was like, I can have this, but I can't talk to strangers online. Back when we were like afraid of that. And I like set up my MySpace. It was like, you have one friend, and it was Tom. And I was like, I don't know that guy.
What can't I get rid of him?
Really freaked out that this guy had like found me on social media.
That was a creepy picture, right?
No,
it was just like.
But if I had known, just a chill dude who wants to give us the option to put little sparkly cursors on our page and then fuck off and make photography.
Dude, that was websites where you could generate pimp MySpace.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I totally decked out.
Keep it like polka dotty background. It was
all animated and stuff.
Like so people would know what you were about. Just taking endless like quizzes, but it would just be like, what colors your shirt?
I think I had comic book stuff.
Like anybody cared. I feel like those are coming back on Facebook, and I'm like, no, please, no, I don't care.
Exactly. It's just Facebook isn't the place for it now. Nowadays, that's going to be considered. That's like so early 2000s and stuff. So it's like, that stuff's not happening anymore. Well, guys, let us know what you guys think. Did you have a MySpace page? Was that your jam? Are you a millennial or from the before time of that generation? Did you get on that? If you have, let us know what your MySpace page was all about, and we'll talk about it on. We definitely will talk about it on We Got Your Mail. So that will do it. That is all of our trending topics, guys. We're going to go and get into a We Got Your Mail real quick. You know what that means. It's time for another episode of We Got Your Mail. We need a whole theme song thing happening where like everybody just all crying out, just screaming our names. And when they see us come in, it was just me and Vanna White kind of a thing happened. Was it Passe Jack Vanna White? Oh no, I would be Vanna. I want to be Vanna because I could do that. I could rock that. That's my fantasy. So let's make a game show out of this, right? So this is the show where we take all your
you got this cover.
This is the show where we
and then picture it.
Exactly. Just imagine. And
the lights dim.
I just point to the questions like this.
Who's that on the wheel? It's me. I spin it with my body.
I didn't say all that.
Can you imagine that? And there's just someone on the wheel.
Oh yeah. Spin me again. Yeah, that would be awesome. We're gonna have to incorporate that into this show. We're gonna have to figure out to put a wheel somewhere in this show. But guys, this is the show where we take all your questions, all your comments, all your concerns, all your love, all the hate, all the rage, and we answer it right here on We Got Your Mail, because we got your mail, and we're gonna read it out. So if you weren't nice, it's about to be called out. So yeah, here we go. And so Amy, what's the first message that we have lined up?
I'm gonna call now. So on Facebook and YouTube, we got a comment from Michelle Kara Ivanov. I apologize if I butchered that. From T-Break Film Reviews regarding your review of The Old Guard. Hey, I really enjoyed your review. I'm glad to find someone who enjoyed it on the whole. For me, it really was a good action film, and I became quite attached to the characters. I totally agree about Joe and Nicky. They're such a strong couple. I don't know about you, but that scene in the truck with the guards watching them had me so worried a fight would break out. I found the segment where you read other people's reviews really interesting. Such a good idea. So funny about the people hating on the female protagonist and Joe and Nicky. Perhaps separate it from the main video, though, so people don't click away just because it's 20 minutes and they'll miss your thoughts on it.
So not only was it
the show was thorough. Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it. Yeah, she complimented the review that I did on The Old Guard and gave me some pointers. And Michelle, I am happy to admit and tell you right here on the show that I took you up on your suggestion. So I took the review that I did and I split them into two videos. One was just the review of my thoughts and everything about that movie, which I like the movie. And then the second half was me reading other people's reviews, the audience. Like I forgot what website it was, but I picked up on some audience reviews, like not non-critics, just regular people reviews. And I started with the 5 stars, and I got bored with that because they were all saying the same thing. This is the greatest movie of all time. I was like, there's no way in the world that this is real. This is a guy who works for the studio writing this. So I went to the 1-star reviews.
Charlize making different accounts.
Exactly. We know how she does. And I went to the 1-star reviews, and it's like, don't do that. Oh my God, don't do. Everything was like, if you go check out that video if you have time. When I started reading a few of the 1-star reviews, it was all like, this was some political propaganda BS. They're trying to indoctrinate us, make us okay with gay couples kissing and brainwash. It was like all kinds of like really, that's the movie you saw. Like it was
just really bad about people existing. It's
exactly just no live and let live mentality at all in any of these comments. But I think that moving forward, that it's going to be how for some movies, it's going to be how I'm going to do reviews now. Because it's called, as I said on that episode, it's called Talking to the Medias. So I decided to let me see what other people, let's see what the average Joe out there is saying about this movie. So I started talking about what other people were thinking about it and saying about it. So I did a movie. What did I call it? What did I call it? Read your reviews, like a review. That's what I called it. I read your review. So I think moving forward, that's how I'm going to do most of my movie reviews from now on. I'm going to give my thoughts, then I'll read a bunch of audience reviews and share your thoughts. And if they're homophobic and sexist like that, I'm going to call you out. Because that movie was great. And I don't know why most of those 1-star reviews was all about an agenda, but there was no agenda. It wasn't. Have you seen the Old Guard yet on Netflix?
I have not caught that one yet.
It's a comic book. It's a comic. It's based on a comic book. So just to let you know.
I don't want the homosexual agenda.
Exactly. You don't want to see any of the agenda. Like, oh my God. Like, no, if you have a second, go check out the video.
No, it makes me want to watch it more. Like, ooh, a little bit more inclusivity. Great.
Like, ooh,
love it.
ooh, there's some
I'm
agenda.
a straight white person and I'm sick of straight white people. Are you kidding?
Like, ooh, let me see some of that agenda. Ooh.
Ooh.
But before I let you go, let me just do the whole spiel here. I want to thank you guys for watching the show. Remember, hit the like and subscribe button. Once again, become a subscriber if you haven't already done that for us. And if you want to support the show, remember you can always follow us at T3 Medias on all the social media platforms. Maybe still TikTok because, I mean, it's still there. So while that's still a thing, it's happening. But on all the other platforms that isn't MySpace, like Facebook, Twitter, and all that, just hit us up on there and we will take your questions and comments and probably talk about them on the upcoming We Got Your Mail. And I want to thank Amy Newman once again for co-hosting with me today. Amy, can you tell everybody once again where they can find you online?
I am on Instagram at amy.n.newman, at Twitter at amy_n_newman. And if you can find my MySpace page, please go listen to my song because I spent a really long time picking it. And I feel like it really just tells you a lot about who I am as a person. So check that out.
So that was 13-year-old Amy reaching out from the past, asking you to follow her on MySpace.
Why aren't I in Jeff's top 8? I just feel like we really clicked in social studies today. Finish the show.
Got awkward. Yeah, got real awkward there. Guys, once again, this episode of Talking Through the Medias was streamed hovering above a live studio audience. Thank you, guys. You can catch me at Chris Fagan 1980 on Twitter and Instagram. Until next time, guys. Peace.
Hit me up, Jeff.
So sad. I've just been invited to Sundance. I've been doing movie reviews for a while now on YouTube. I have my own blog. For the past couple of years, all I do is I talk movies. Talking Through the Medias. We were invited. I